right out of the top drawer. He really struck that beautifully.
Oh, what can I say? He looks in top form today.
Well, he's playing to the crowd now. That's out. Cool. Let's take a look at that from another angle. I'm sure the new batsmen are looking for two. They're having a shout. That's 5 off the over.
No ball.
That was a sloppy piece of cricket. Big appeal. Exquisite shot. Beautifully timed. That's beaten the fieldable offence.
That was a cracking shot. He really got into position beautifully there.
He was onto that in a flash. Well, that's a cracking shot.
He lifted that way up the infield really well.
That's beautifully played. The ball coming right out of the middle of the bat. 4 more.
That was a fine shot for 4.
That was a confident shot. It's gone down. It really wasn't that difficult. You've got to feel so sorry for the bowlers in these circumstances. Very well timed. Good placement. That'll really annoy the fielding captain. He used the pace of the outfield perfectly.
And a cracking shot that one. He looks in fantastic form.
He placed that superbly. Nice shot.
That was beautifully put away.
He's scoring at a really good rate. Well, that's wonderfully timed.
And another 4. They had 4 runs written all over it from the moment it left his bat.
Batsman coming back for a second. Oh, that's a cracking shot. Good placement. That'll really annoy the fielding captain. The crowd really enjoyed that one. The crowd appreciate the importance of this knock and they're giving him a good round of applause. Let's have a look at that again. Very expensive over indeed.
No ball.
Umpire signalling a no ball. Batsmen are coming back for 2. What's the umpire going to say about this one?
No ball.
No ball.
He's played so well during his knock. Let's hope he can continue.
There's his half century. Lovely shot. That might clear the road. It has.
Wonderful shot. He really punished the bowler there.
The crowd really enjoyed that.
Dropped. He's hit that very hard. Super shot.
Smashing shot. Really magnificent. I'd pay money just to come and see that again.
That's a huge six. Just listen to the crowd.
On a pitch like this, I feel for the bowlers. There really is no margin for error.
Fine. Batsman coming back for a second. Great timing. That was superb placement.
He got everything absolutely right there. Was rewarded with 6 runs.
That was a really classy shot. The ball almost seems to accelerate over this outfield.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced without him.
That clattered into the hoardings. Right out of the top drawer. He might have got a hand to that, but he couldn't stop it. Let's have a look at that again. I wonder what Hawkeye made of that. Immaculate timing.
The bowler will definitely be out for some revenge after that one.
He got his foot right to the pitch. That was a really classy shot. Very expensive over. Well, that's wonderful timing. 4 more.
And a cracking shot. That one he looks in fantastic for.
Lovely shot.
I think he's got a bust to catch the speed at which he's dismantling this attack.
12 off the over.
Gone. So he needs to have the qualities of an opener on the one hand, and on the other hand, he needs to also have the qualities of a star middle order player. In other words, he needs to have a full range of all the shots.
He's got it! That's an important breakthrough.
That was a really loose shot. He'd be kicking himself about that one.
Let's take a look at that from another angle. New batsman in, and absolute concentration required now.
That was a brutal shot.
What a massive shot, right out of the ground. We won't see that again. He was onto that in a flash. 9 runs scored from the over. But he's mistimed that, has run away off the edge.
They're appealing.
It looks like the third umpire has been called in on this one. Let's have a look at that from another angle.
They're tough ones for the umpire. We get to see it in slow motion or with Hawkeye over and over, but in the middle, they only get one shot at it at full speed.
And he's got away with it.
If the throw had been on target, he would have been struggling there.
He's got him.
Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out.
Well held by the fielder. That took a long time to come down.
Let's take a look at that from another angle. Starting to think of three figures now. That's when they're coming back for two. Confident appeal. Not. That's beautifully played. The ball coming right out of the middle of the bag.
The fielding captain will be a little concerned by that.
Would you believe it? Over the boundary rope for six to open his... Batsmen are looking for two.
What's the umpire going to say about this one?
Let's look at that again.
They're tough ones for the umpire. We get to see it in slow motion or with Hawkeye over and over, but in the middle, they only get one shot at it at full speed.
The third umpire's given him out.
That was a terrible call. He didn't have a hope of it.
I'm sure the new batsman will look to play himself in. Brilliant timing.
That really does get the bowlers back up. No bowler likes being hit for six.
He really struck that with some force. Well, what's the umpire going to say about this one? The umpire shakes his head. That brings the innings to a close. Cleared the infield with that one.
That was a cracking shot. He really got into position beautifully there.
Very well timed. That's raced away to the boundary.
Oh, lovely timing. He played that beautifully.
No ball.
Umpire signalling a no ball. So a free hit. He could only be run out. Batsmen are coming back for two. He sent him back. What a mix-up. There's bound to be trouble here. Immaculate timing. Well, this was quite an onslaught.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced the boundary.
Lovely shot.
On a pitch like this, I feel for the bowlers, there really is no margin for error.
No ball.
No ball. That's a free hit. raced away for 4.
And a cracking shot, that one. He looks in.
He's picked up another single, and the end of the over. Lovely shot.
On a pitch like this, I feel for the Barbados, and there really is no margin for error.
The crowd really enjoyed that one.
Lovely shot.
Well, he really middled that. That's 6 glorious runs.
That's out of the ground.
He was onto that in a flash.
Navels.
Very expensive over indeed. What do you think makes a great number 3 then, Tony?
A great number 3 really must have a solid defence. Remember that it's quite often that he's going to find himself in a situation where he's out in the middle replacing one of the openers before too many overs have gone. So he needs to have the qualities of an opener on the one hand, and on the other hand, he needs to also have the qualities of a star middle order player. In other words, he needs to have a full range of all the shots. That's in the ideal world. So a combination, I think, of defence and good aggressive all-round shots once he gets.
Very well played.
Great shot, that'll give him some confidence.
He's scored 40 in boundaries so far. Well, what's the umpire going to say about this one? That was a sharp stumping by the wicketkeeper.
Swift work by the keeper, the batsman only just straight out of his crease.
And from another angle,
They had 4 runs written all over it from the moment it left his bat.
this over is proving to be quite expensive. The ball just runs out into the covers. Batsman coming back for a second. That's a sensational shot. That's in the stands, 6 runs.
Oh, the super shot again. He's got into a perfect position for that shot. Head over the ball, weight forward.
He hardly seemed to hit it, it had sailed over the ropes. Great timing on the shot. That was superb placement.
He plays that shot really well and it brings him a lot of runs.
Batsmen are coming back for 2. They're looking to put the pressure on now with this attacking field.
No ball.
On ball, the sundries. That was a very confident shot.
So a free hit. He could only be run out.
Well, you've got to set fields for shots like that. Brilliant.
That came right out of the meat of the bat. The crowd enjoyed that shot. That's nicely played.
Well, he played that with a lovely straight back.
He really looks in good nick today. He picked the length really early there.
Well, he was a bit fortunate there. It was a bit uppish, but luckily not to a fielder.
That's out. And from another angle. And he's got away with it.
What's the umpire going to say about this one?
It looks like the third umpire's been called in on this one. Let's take a look at that from another angle.
They're tough ones for the umpire. We get to see it in slow motion or with Hawkeye over and over, but in the middle, they only get one shot at it at full speed.
He's got the edge. That's one coming back for two.
They're appealing.
He's got him. Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out.
Very safely taken, soft hands, that's what's important.
And from another angle. Batsmen are looking for two.
That's a good shout.
Let's see what... There's the signal. He's safe. Well bowled. That was right out of the top drawer.
I think he needs to spend a bit more time in the nets to iron out those errors in his game.
Let's have a look at that again. So, new batsman at the crease. Batsmen are coming back for two. Well, that's wonderfully timed. He's found the gap with that one.
That had 4 runs written all over it from the moment it left his bat.
Batsmen are looking for two. That's another two on the scoreboard, but they really need to be looking for boundaries now. Got him! And from another angle.
They're appealing.
That's out! The tail's exposed after that crucial breakthrough. Let's take another look at that in replay. Let's have a look at that in Hawkeye.
Well, that's a cracking shot. Beautifully timed.
Oh, super shot again. He's got into a perfect position for that shot. Head over the ball, weight forward.
He hit that over the top expertly. Batsman coming back for a second.
They're having a shout. Out!
That's a terrible call. He left his partner high and dry there.
Let's have a look at that from another angle. Absolute concentration required from the new man in.
Edged.
Big shout. The umpire shakes his head. That was a huge shout, but to no avail.
That's it. It's all over.
That's the end of the match, and the better team won today.